Hey you guys, I'm Lady Lovage. Welcome back to my channel. As you can hopefully see out the window here, it is a very snowy day out today. You know, on a real chilly day like today, it really makes you wish you had someone to spend your time with, huh? Movie magic. This is my partner Stitch. Say hello. It's a snow day today, which means that we've had to cancel all of our plans and we're getting a little cabin fevery. So I figured, what better way to spend our time than by reading some really poorly written BDSM fanfiction. They've got us the traditional drink of the snow day here. There you go. A little bit of hot cocoa. And we got some chicken nuggets that Jeff right here is really interested in. He really wants those.
They're dinosaur shaped.
Dinosaur nuggets, I'm sorry. 100% real dinosaur.
I'm good at it.
I love that dinosaur meat. Everybody knows that there's a lot of freaky, weird fan fiction out there on the internet. The freakiest and weirdest variety is often the BDSM fanfiction. So I went looking on Archive of Our Own, which is a fanfiction network. I found some really interesting stories that I thought I could read to Stitch. I have to agree to read the adult content. This is titled BSM Scenario by a Little Bit of Fanfic. So this is just kind of a warm-up I thought we could start with. It's less of a narrative story and more of like a imagine, I suppose. You know what imagines are?
Kind of.
It's where, like, you know, you say like, oh, imagine that the Backstreet Boys all came to your house and gangbanged you or whatever. I don't know, that's a dated reference, but I don't know, who's the modern Backstreet Boys? Imagine if a K-pop group came to your house and gangbanged you.
No.
That's what imagine is. So, but this isn't strictly an imagine. This is just more like a, I'll read the summary here. Oh, before I read the summary, do you want to guess? I mean, you probably already read it, but do you want to guess who this is about? I kind of mentioned it earlier, but let's see if you remember.
Is this the Ninja Turtles one?
Yes. This is about the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
I really hope it doesn't involve Master Splinter.
Can I get a request for the 2016 Turtles? So this is specifically those CGI live-action monster turtles.
Why those ones?
From the Megan Fox movie in 2016. Could you write a scenario of the reader and the brothers playing a game of truth or dare, and one of the guys gets a little adventurous and asks the reader about his or her kinks, and the reader replies that they have a BDSM kink? How do you guys react? So it looks like the summary is the prompt. If you don't know, you can find like prompts all over the internet where for fan fictions where it's like people are like, oh my god, like I really want someone to write this particular scenario. Like I'm not gonna write it myself. I want someone on the internet to do it for me. So this person has said, I want someone to take those 2016 CGI monster turtles and like have them playing truth or dare. And then you, the reader, tell the turtles that you have a BDSM kink.
But like what in BDSM?
Yeah, like think if you have
Any
a
of
kink,
it?
if you have any kink, you technically
Like,
have a BDSM kink. So it says, how do the guys react? And that's the only part that this person who wrote this fiction actually answered. They did not put any of the truth or dare part. So this right here is just how the four turtles react when being told that you're into BDSM. All right, Leo. Imagine Leo. Which one is that one?
Leonardo. It's one with blue.
Blue? Okay. Imagine specifically
No, I don't
the
want
CGI
to. I don't
turtle
want to.
monster that is very anatomically a real turtle, just man-sized. Leo. Blue mask in place. Always calm, cool, and collected. He would keep his composure, but that wouldn't show how fast him mind is racing. This is not very well written. He would think of everywhere he could tie you down, any place that he could use to fulfill your desires, making sure you called him sir, or even perhaps sensei. Thanking him for spankings you, making you beg to orgasm. He wanted to train you. The possibilities were endless, sensei.
Alright, give me another turtle.
So I didn't read I didn't read any of these in advance. I skimmed through some of them, so I got the gist of it, but I did not see the sensei part.
Sensei? Of the four, that would be Leo.
Raphael. Is he orange?
Raphael's the red one.
Are any of them orange?
Michelangelo's orange.
Okay. Raphael.
Oh god.
His jaw would drop to the ground almost immediately after you confess. He'd never really considered anything like that with you. At least, he'd never voiced them. You were so tiny and fragile compared to him and his bulky CGI body that he often feared he would push you too far. He knew you only wanted to please and pleasure him. Aren't those the same things?
Yeah.
To please and to pleasure someone.
Yeah.
I guess maybe if they mean pleasure, like pleasure, and please as in like, you've pleased me today.
Like please as in to make happy and pleasure as in to like...
Yeah, pleasure. So you already have an established relationship with Raphael in this scenario, where you already
feel
please and
pressured.
pleasure him, but now you've confessed to him in Truth or Dare that you do want to do BDSM. Now he's like, oh yeah, it's game on.
Sure.
Maybe tying you up outside. Not anywhere where someone could easily stumble across the two of you, but the thrill of it made him want to take you up onto the nearest roof and practice. All right, so here's Donatello. Which one is he?
Purple.
Purple. Would look on the internet straight away. He would buy anything he could find to try to make your dreams a reality. He imagined hours and hour where he could just spend the time seeing how far you could go. Plus, BDSM is a good place to explore possible roleplay. Perhaps doctor and test subject? Leo wants you to call him sensei. Raphael wants to tie you up outside. Donatello wants to do role-playing, doctor,
And
medical role-playing. What do you think Michelangelo wants to do? What do you think his secret kink is?
I think he'd just be like...
He's the cool ninja. What do you think his kink is?
I think he'd just like, I don't know, like want a gangbang or something. Because that's all this person's gonna come up with.
Very true.
Besides
They're
being
not
tied to a
very
table
creative. Mikey would have the biggest shit-eating grin. I was gonna say Mikey would have the biggest hard-on of the whole group. The other guys wouldn't
What does
immediately...
turtle dick look like?
God, I don't know.
Can you Google that? But they live in a sewer, so I don't like, they're not aquatic turtles.
But they're like sort of humanish, like they're anthropomorphized. So do you think they have like a
They're
mix?
teenage mutant.
So it's like a twist between
It's like
a
Spider-Man.
turtle dick and
Always
a
a
teenage
turtle.
dick. Turtle penis. Oh. It's like blue, and it's shaped like the alien from the Alien movies. Imagine that, calling him sensei. This guy right here. The other guys wouldn't immediately drag you away. Okay, this sentence. Instead, waiting till you are in a more of a private setting before asking to peruse this newfound interest. But not Mikey. I think you're right. He's like, gangbang.
Did I call it?
He would grab your hand and drag you away from the group. Oh, not quite.
Oh.
Wanting to try something new. So the other guys would like wait for you to like bring it back up later after
And he just
playing.
jump on it.
Yeah, he's just like, let's do this now. Like, you said BDSM, you want to fuck me right
I'm
now.
spanking your butt.
He thought of hanging you from the ceiling. Oh, that would be fun. So his kink is suspension. So Leo wants you to call him sensei. Raphael wants to do some exhibitionism. Donnie wanted role-playing, and Mikey was about
Inverted suspension
blowjobs.
60-90.
Okay. All right. So the next
That's
one.
weird. At least I didn't mention Master Splinter.
Yeah, there's no Master Splinter.
That would have ruined
All right.
me.
So you want to guess who is next?
Oh no. What? What's the look on your face?
Transformers.
No.
Megatron / Optimus Prime.
And a person?
No, them together having sex.
The trucks.
I mean, kinky sex.
This is a story about two
Giant robots.
vehicles
Yes. Two giant robots made of
having
vehicle parts.
Kinky sex.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, Transformers as well.
Optimus Prime is the red, white, and blue one, who's the main good guy, and Megatron is the one who's the main bad guy. So this is obviously an AU, alternate universe, for those of you who don't know. It is called Partial. Here's a summary. After a lunch date, do you imagine that's how a Transformers fanfiction would begin? After a lunch date.
Did he go to the date for lunch or did he drive someone to lunch?
I think this is on their home planet. If you don't know, the Transformers are like aliens and they have a machine planet where they live machine lives. Alright, so here we go. After a lunch date, Megatron and Optimus engage in a scene that doesn't go quite as planned. They still clang each other's bolts off. I don't know if that's some... I'm not really in the fandom. I don't know if that's some fandom speak right there. I think that... I don't know. I guess we'll find out. Here's some notes. Hey, this is the Kink Club AU I have. That's mostly just little strings stretching out into different places. Originally came from an OP Meg fic I was writing, but decided it was time to kill my darlings and focus on the bigger picture. Anyway, have some porn. Sometimes sex is aftercare. Very positive message in this Transformers BSM fiction. All you need to know about Megatron and Optimus' relationship is that they've only started their play very recently. Optimus is fairly new to kink. Megatron is not the only dominant Optimus is playing. He is playing the field as far as subbing for other robots goes. Alright, here we go.
So he's a naughty little boy.
Yeah, he's a naughty little sub.
He's a naughty little truck.
The drive to Megatron's hab wasn't long. He lived in an apartment block close to the city center where Optimus lived not too far away. You know what I love about fanfictions is that there's some completely shit ones with people who don't know what English is. But then there's some that are really well written, and it's just like, this is what people are dedicating their energies to, is writing about the robots in their cartoon show having sex. As a competent writer, I love it. It's beautiful, he murmured, engine humming a tune of content as he watched the mecha below drive. Servos came up behind him. I don't know who Servos is. Circling his waist and slowly sliding up his chassis. Optimus shuddered, his vents falling open and his armor flaring out, so Megatron's deft fingers could dip between his seams and stroke all the delicate cabling and wiring that most lovers ignored. This is a very well thought out scene of how two cars would have sex. You are, Megatron rumbled.
Open.
He growled against Optimus's lip plates.
Let me taste you.
Optimus's modesty plate fell open faster than he could give it permission. I guess the modesty plate is what covers up their robot dicks. And it just fwing, springs open automatically when they're horny. With Megatron lowering to his knees, mules of horrific, embarrassing desperation echoed through the apartment as Megatron threw one leg over his shoulder and buried his face into Optimus's folds. His folds.
Okay.
Megatron feasted upon him like a starved animal.
Ow.
He licked and sucked Optimus's glowing anterior node before he nibbled along one lip. Megatron's glossa slid against the opening of his valve, then up and over the anterior node again, her optics staring up at Optimus like a predator stalking prey.
Are these words code for like actual anatomy?
Maybe? Again, I don't know that much about the fandom. Or if this is just all the writer. He hadn't even realized his optics had shuddered until a firm servo gripped his face. I guess a servo is the part of the body. Thumb and fingers on either cheek. Instinct pulled his gaze down to the mech, holding him still. The engine whined at the lack of stimulation to his array. Sir!
Don't be greedy, my pet. Look at your owner when you're being given a gift.
Megatron was grinning, Denta sharp and his optics crinkling at the edge like he knew something Optimus didn't.
I need you to focus before we go further. We seem to have forgotten our negotiation.
Again, these Megatron for a bad guy is pretty woke right now. They're practicing some pretty ethical kink at this moment.
I'm not looking for anything particularly intense. However, I want to spank you.
Megatron said,
Ooh.
something like desperation in his tone.
I find myself in a rare mood to inflict something harsh on someone beautiful. You've done nothing wrong.
He added before Optimus could apologize.
I'm not angry with you. It is explicitly not a punishment. Thus, you may stop at any point. It would be cathartic for me, but only if you would enjoy yourself.
He's talking like fucking, Dorian Gray, or no, what's the 50 Shades of Grey guy? Christian Grey is fucking, he's talking like Christian Grey right now, with like a psycho. Alright, so they've done a spanking before. Optimus liked it. He says he'd like to do it. And Megatron says, but
Before I spank you, I'm going to pleasure you with my mouth. I will have you weak, crumbling atop me. I will bring you to the edge of overload, perhaps more than once, and only then will I spank you. Then, when you've taken your spanking, I will let you overload.
oh my god, the terminology. Alright, so Optimus says, please sir. And Megatron says,
Good pet. Release your spike. I thought I taught you that. You are to bear your full array when we play.
alright, so he hasn't let enough of his machine parts be exposed.
Yes, sir, you did.
Optimus said, a full-frame shudder overcoming him.
I apologize, I forgot.
I don't need your excuses. Whatever your reasons, you did not obey. I'm going to have you weeping, pet. You will beg to overload before this cycle is done.
Wet heat of Megatron.
Charge,
as
crackle,
he
along.
sucked
Burst
on
of
his
energy,
spike. Like,
direct
electric
dermis,
feeling
feeling,
cry out,
hands
and
all
all
over
over
his
his face. Megatron sucked sweet and long as two digits. This is a lot like the scene from 50 Shades of Grey at the very end of the first movie where like, I mean, it's not it's a little bit like the scene, but it's like they do like a tiny, like little, like he denied him once, and Optimus is like, oh no, I regret everything. Why did I ever get into BDSM? Which is the same as like when Christian spanks Kristen Stewart or whatever.
Not Kristen Stewart.
What's the girl's name in that?
Like,
Anastasia.
yeah.
He's spanking Anastasia. Well, she goes, I want to be spanked. And then he spanks her, and then she's like, you're a monster! Like, he spanks her 10 times with a hand.
It's not even 6 times.
It's not even 6 times. He spanks her 6 times, and then she's like, you're a monster! And just, like, runs off. The other traditional snow day drink. Alright, I think we should only do one more. Yeah. And I think it should be Pennywise. So, I was telling you earlier, right, about how Pennywise, a lot of people online who have a real big Pennywise kink because they like him being a creepy clown. But as I was saying before we started filming, it's important for this fiction that you and the viewers at home remember and understand that this is,
Pennywise the alien.
yeah, that Pennywise is not just an evil clown, he's also a shape-shifting alien from another dimension who lays eggs. I haven't seen the second It movie. I don't know if they mentioned that in the second It movie, but it's in the Tim Curry It movie, and it is in the book that he is an alien that lays eggs. With that in mind, we have mating season.
Oh god.
It's mating season and Pennywise, and you are it. Wait, no, okay. This is a really bad sentence. It's mating season and Pennywise, and you are at it. What else can I say? You could say something that makes sense, honestly, but notes? You ready for the notes?
Yeah.
What the fuck did I write? All right, and then we have some warnings. A good story always begins with warnings. I should say a good smutty fan fiction always begins with some warnings. Warnings are breeding kink, breeding, egg preg, and smut.
Egg, preg.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
That's the thing where.
I know what it is.
Okay.
I know what it is.
God damn it! I'm getting tired. You groan as you jump off your bed and walk to the living room. You knew it was almost time for your long rest. Not to mention that it was mating season. This event made you nervous. So in this story, you're not a human. You're the same species as Pennywise. So it's also your mating season. Most of your male species would be looking for a female, then claim them as their own by. That sentence doesn't have an ending, it just ends with by. I have not actually read the books, I could be completely wrong, but I'm pretty sure in the books it specifies that Pennywise is a female. That's why he lays eggs.
So it hasn't told us what we are.
I mean, you're a shapeshifter, so you can, I guess, be anything, including a middle American suburban teenager watching TV, whatever. You whip your head around only to fall backwards with a thud. You're really uncoordinated.
I'm clumsy.
You groaned and rubbed your head before opening your eyes only to see Pennywise there, his eyes a crimson red color. Oh no!
Penny, are you alright?
You stutter. He comes in, you're watching TV, you clumsily
So
trip
we're
and
both
fall.
alien spiders pretending to be people and he's
Yes.
gonna lay eggs in me?
Yes, you are very clumsy, so you fell over and Pennywise pressed his advantage. If it weren't for him pinning you down, you'd kiss him. Oh, okay, you're into this. And then he leans down and says,
You're ready.
so right. What's his voice? So right. I think you can take all of me. You see that you're now in Pennywise's home, and you're laying on the bed, naked. And you see Pennywise crouched in the corner, his knees pressed against his chest, mumbling to himself. I want to stuff that tight little womb of yours with my offspring. Wouldn't you like that too, Stitch?
No, don't say my name.
It says your name right here in
Don't
parentheses.
put my name in this.
But don't you hate children?
That's something different, dear. You're bearing my children, however. I'm okay with that. You say,
Alright, but be gentle with me, will ya?
and he says, no promises. You don't need to do anything, pumpkin. Just take it. It in capital letters, like the title of the book. And then he says, how many eggs should I lay inside of you?
You don't answer and he says, maybe I should decide. How about 10? Or maybe you like more than that. 15 maybe. You whimper, having been overtaken by the immense pleasure. You gasp when you felt something round and stiff that was near the side of your fist traveling through the cup.
I'm a man?
It doesn't specify if you have a dick or not. It just says that you are now spurting white liquid. And I won't even get into the last part of it because it's just horrible.
Please don't.
Alright, so what do you think of fan fiction on the internet?
I don't like it.
You don't like it? Is it so educational?
No.
I mean, the Optimus Prime one was... Megatron was very, like... Alright, internet. I need a drink to wipe these memories of those stories away out of my mind.
Yeah.
We need to go watch a bunch of innocent Christmas movies. to
Yeah!
What we just...
Christmas movies, Edgar!
what we just submitted ourselves
'Cause
to. For anybody who's hung in here through all of this disgusting smut, thanks for sticking around. Tell me in the comments below what you did with your snow day. Was it anything like ours? I sure hope not. I sure hope you didn't submit yourself to that like we did. Alright, so from me, Lady Lovage, from Stitch, and from Jeff here, thanks so much for tuning in today.
Bye.
Bye.